Hey guys, so we left our last video on Discord. We made a person and then we printed this stuff. So what I want to do is I want to make multiple people. So I want to make three people and I want to show three people's taxes in my application. So what I can do, as I suggested in the last video, I can just go and copy paste this code and make it a mess, which I don't want to be. So we'll make a function. uh, in the previous video I showed how to make a function. I mean the syntax only, don't worry, I'll explain. So we go static void and then we say um, show, or maybe we say calculate taxes. All right, so this is the basic syntax of a function, of declaring a function. So you go static void calculate taxes. In future videos we won't be using this static. In console you need to make a static variable. You need to write the static, just ignore what I said. You need to type the static, but future down the line you don't need to. I'll tell you when you need to and when you do not. Um but for now keep it like that. Void calculate taxes, open bracket close bracket, curly bracket open, curly bracket close. So if you can see, even this is declared in the same way. Static void main, some arguments. As I said in the previous video, we pass in the arguments. Hello world is an argument, this is an argument, so we'll need to pass arguments. I'll explain it more, don't worry. So let's just start writing a code. So in calculate taxes, I'll remove this and I'll remove this and I'll remove this too. uh, and to be honest, I'll remove this as well. So I need to make string name 2 is equal to, let's go, John, and string name 3 is equal to call I don't know, I'm sorry, int money 1 is equal to 100 110. Okay, int, okay, money 2 it should be, right? Money 2, and I'll go here money 1 and name 1. Money 3 is equal to 310. So these people have, name 1 has money 1, so Steve has 25 bucks, John has 110 bucks, Carl has 310 bucks. So we need to calculate their taxes and print out what we printed in the last video for Steve. So let's get started. So what I'll do is I'll need some data here. I'll call the function when I do, right? So I'll call the function, but this function needs to know, right, whom do I want to calculate taxes for again, and how much money does he have. He needs to know. So we'll make something known as parameters in this function. I'll explain you, don't worry if I'm using heavy terminology. Let's just go int, or let's just go string name and string int money, and we'll also go double tax rate, or I can go float tax rate. No, I'll go double flag tax rate, double tax rate, and I'll declare a tax rate here. Double tax rate is equal to, so I want 40% of their income to be paid as taxes, so I'll go 40, no, not 40, 0.40, because 40% is 0.4. So we have that. Now as you can see, it is giving a red a red underline, I'm so sorry, because it is expecting us to pass in some data. It needs to calculate, because we are when we are declaring it, we are saying when you are getting called you need this data. Even if it is not using, it is like, come on, my programmer told me that I need this data, so you'll have to give me this data. So we'll pass this once we have wrote all the code here. So I'll I'll go console dot write line, and I'll say name has money bucks. This is what we did in the last video, so nothing new. We are just calling the write line function, which is saying name plus has plus money and everything. So we're gonna call so we are gonna calculate our taxes now. So I'll declare a double tax, and I'll say double, no, I'll just say tax is equal to money times tax rate, which is working. And then I'll say console dot write line, which will go string, no, which will go name has to pay tax, the amount of tax we are going to display, and then we'll say name has to pay tax bucks as taxes. So it is again similar to what we did above. This should be our code, but now again it is saying red underline. If we don't call this code won't run, because remember one thing, if I don't remember if I told you in the last video, code in this block, okay, I did, any code we write here is executed in the console. So only the code which we write here is executed in the console. So you need to make sure that you call this function in this block of code, which is our main, which is a function method. Method and functions are same. So I'll call it calculate taxes, but I'll need to pass in these parameters or arguments which are in the form of variables. So I'll pass in these. So I'll say calculate taxes for name 1. He has money 1, and the tax rate is this. Now it is not giving any red underlines because we have passed in all the data it needs. And now if I run this code, it will say Steve has 25 bucks, he has to pay 10 bucks as taxes. It is working flawlessly. One thing, I'll just do this, yeah. So now I don't need to write the same code, like these same lines again for John and Carl. I can just go calculate taxes, I'll go name 2, money 2, and again tax rate. Again I'll go calculate taxes, name 3, money 3, tax rate. So now if I run my program, you'll see we have everything. Steve has 25 bucks, he has to pay 10 bucks. John has 110 bucks, he has to pay 44 bucks. Carl has 310 bucks, Carl has to pay 124 bucks. So we have made very good progress in this series for now. Next tutorial we are gonna learn how to reduce these number of lines of code, so I don't need to always define money 1, money 2, money 3. Else I'll just declare one data type or a variable, and then we can store multiple values in it. So we'll learn that in the next video. It is known as arrays, so if you want to just read and keep it in your head, we are going to learn arrays in the next tutorial. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. Please ask doubt, it's fine, I'll answer. Bye bye.